Let's talk about horror, specifically horror as a genre within film. The horror genre in film functions ideologically by engaging with societal fears and anxieties, often challenging or reinforcing cultural norms. Ideologically, horror also usually engages with themes of isolation, otherness, and morality. Isolation is one of the more prominent themes of horror, as many movies use psychological or social isolation to intensify the fear in the audience. Otherness is used to confront viewers with their fears of the unknown through characters that defy the traditional boundaries. Morality is more linked to punishment in horror films, as often characters who engage in immoral behavior were punished by the narrative. The main focus of a horror film is to evoke fear and anxiety within the audience, and the way they achieve this is by using the formal elements and design motifs in a particular way. Horror films frequently use low-key lighting, which makes a lot of shadows and contrast, creating a dark ambience. The camera angles and specific techniques play a big factor in shaping the horror film. POV shots, tracking shots, low angles, and handheld shots create a sense of unease, unpredictability, and immersion within the audience. The sound design of horror films is very important in trying to achieve the goal of invoking fear. The music score influences the mood and tone, contributing to the feeling of anxiety, while sound effects make for a more realistic feel, help build suspense, and pop out during jump scares. The design motifs of horror are typically monsters/villains and uncanny. The presence of a villain represents a force of violence. Horror often plays with the uncanny, where something familiar is distorted to become scary. John Carpenter's Halloween is a perfect example of how horror as a genre functions ideologically. For the societal fears, it takes it in the way of critiquing the illusion of safety in suburban towns. It's a great setting because it plays into the fear that no place is safe. Another way they work with the fear of being watched is when Michael stalks a character. The idea that someone can be observed by a hidden threat is a societal fear and anxiety. Isolation of a character is used many times throughout this film, either when a character dies or in the case of Laurie having to fight back against Michael. This movie creates a sense of unease about how unsafe and unprotected individuals can be when alone. Otherness is used in a way of presenting Michael Myers as inhumane, completely unknown, and different because of his motivations. Dr. Loomis has many lines in the movie marking Michael as not human and completely removed from normalcy due to his mental state and behaviors.
Man wouldn't do that. This isn't a man.
The term boogeyman is used a bunch throughout the movie and is used to imply that Michael Myers is an unknowable and unavoidable evil.
Boogeyman, who's the boogeyman? The boogeyman, the boogeyman, the boogeyman, the boogeyman.
Halloween explores the theme of morality through survival. Laurie's friends are depicted as rebellious, which leads them to their deaths, while Laurie survives because of her not being morally corrupt. In terms of the use of the formal elements and design motifs, Halloween uses a lot of low-key lighting, which helps contrast dark shadows and light, emphasizing the lurking danger in the shadows. These shadows allow for key moments when Michael becomes visible. There are a bunch of scenes that show Michael Myers appearing in dark corners. These reveals startle the audience by subtly bringing something previously hidden into the light. There are a bunch of POV shots from the perspective of Michael Myers. Placing the audience in this position heightens the feeling of being watched. These POV shots are usually handheld, which further increases the immersion of the viewer. Slow tracking shots follow characters walking away, building suspense and tension in the scene. We also see low angle shots of him as he's coming down the stairs, and this is used to make him look more imposing. Halloween's music score is very iconic for its repetitiveness. The repeating melody gives the effect of danger always being close. The music comes in and instantly changes the tone to show that something is about to happen.
Stop here.
Halloween does a great job at utilizing sound effects. They use heavy breathing to make the audience feel close to Michael. The editing in Halloween creates a pace that has long stretches of quiet to build suspense, followed by quick, sudden action. Since the pacing is very slow, it makes the audience anticipate and nervous for what they're about to see. This makes it so the audience can't predict what is going to happen next. Overall, the original Halloween does a great job at utilizing all these formal elements and design motifs, and that is why it remains a pillar inside the genre of horror.